Buttsy 100.9 and Darran Petty, he's a speaker, he's a podcaster, documentary filmmaker, but he is a black belt when it comes to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's walked in with the most amount of gold around his neck. He's like Kurt Angle at the Olympics. Darran Petty, good morning.
I love Kurt Angle.
I love Kurt Angle too.
No, I'm a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan.
Me too.
If I'm being really honest.
The Texas Rattlesnake. This is all WWE references, so we're just going to nerd out for a little bit. But you've just returned from Melbourne in August, the Australian Jiu-Jitsu Championships. You've got so much gold.
Yeah, congratulations.
You're like Spando Ballet. Well done.
Yeah, hang on.
That sounds like bin night after I have drinks at my house.
That's your championship.
Oh, gosh.
But congratulations,
Thank
mate.
you.
So you're a champion.
Yeah, Australian black belt champion. Tasmania's first. And really proud, not only of myself and my efforts, but also the club, Trojan Academy, the team, everyone that came across. We had, I think, a team of about 15 people, adults, teens and children, and everyone just put in a fantastic effort, to be honest. And I always tell the guys, it's we're not looking for wins. We're looking for fights. If you get on the mat, that's it. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm. That is a really cool perspective to have on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you would think, correct me if I'm wrong, because I guess you would always just think it was just about the ultimate win, the ultimate outcome, but it sounds so lame, but it really is about the journey. Is that right?
It really is. Because if you measure yourself off wins, you're going to have, ups and downs in life. You're going to have disappointments. So I'm very rarely disappointed. And every pursuit that I've ever pursued, my bodybuilding career, I never went to win. I went to participate, and the wins were a bonus. Same with jiu-jitsu. I honestly never rocked up to win. Mm-hmm. I just enjoyed the journey. And I still enjoy the journey. 15 years in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I must enjoy the journey, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. Because I've won so much. I've beaten so many of the best, but I've lost so much. I've lost heaps, and that's all the journey. And that's life as well.
Is it a bit like The Karate Kid, one of your favourite films? You're Daniel's son. You come up against people that have seen you on the beach, that push you face in the sand, or is it more like you're just mates with them and you see them every single championship, that kind of thing?
Do you have your own Mr. Miyagi? Although you are Mr. Miyagi. Do you have the crane too? Do you have a special move?
Let me tell you something about this specific tournament, right? I was fighting a guy, and all my crew were on the side watching. You shouldn't have favourites, students, should you? But I do.
You do, of course.
Jupiter and Kara were watching me, and they're teens, they're youth, and this guy, I was about to lose the final, the championship, the Australian Championship, about to lose, 20 seconds to go. And he looked at me and looked at my crew and shook his head like this. Like, Darran can't beat me. And I just went, what? Bang!
Oh my God!
Yeah. And I swept him over, got on top and head-butted him in the chest and held him down, and the crew went crazy, and you can hear them squealing on the side. And I thought to myself, gee, mate, you shouldn't have shook your head at me.
That's where he made his gravest mistake.
Yeah.
That's where you play the Titanic theme, don't you?
Wow.
In that moment, my heart will go on.
Oh, yeah.
20 seconds
Sing that
to go.
For me real quick. I don't know.
Oh, he'll find it, trust me.
Every night in my dreams.
Just like Celine Dion.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Right on the crescendo.
But you really are a Titanic in your own way, Darran Petty. You're incredible. So you go over there, you fly over to Melbourne, the championships are on, you've done it for 15 years, you go in it not expecting to win, probably hoping to, but that's not what you're there for. And then you do win. What does that feel like?
Relief.
Yeah.
All this training builds up to a point, and man, I trained so hard for this tournament in that every morning, in the sauna and the ice bath and onto the air bike. I'm 42 years old, and it takes a toll. But then at night we're training so hard, and I'm training with my fellow competitors in Izzy Simcic and Brad Thompson and Derek, who's here now filming, and so many others, Simon Cripps and all these people that are just for lack of a better term, bashing me to death, because I have to put myself into positions with these guys so that I can get out, so that I can train, because I am the head of the academy. I have to be at that standard, and I am. And then I get to the championships. A week before the championships, I blew my back out. So I'm in the chiropractor every single day. Again, I'll reiterate, I'm 42.
Yeah.
And I get there, and a friend of mine hands me some prescription anti-inflammatories, and I put them in, and I just go for it. Then I get into the match, and he shakes his head, and I sweep him over. It was WWE like, I tell you. I swear they had the fingers in the crowd, those foam fingers, I swear.
Do you have you need your own song like an?
No, I need face paint.
Ah, okay.
Can you do
I'm thinking
Ultimate
about it
Warrior
right now.
face paint next time?
And have cut my circulation off with
Yes. Like a little
shoelaces?
spike in the 80s. He had the streamers down there. Rest his soul. But you are the world's most dangerous man, pretty much. And the very next day, you returned from Melbourne from the championships.
Yeah.
But literally a day later, a man tried to enter your house and tried to steal your car. That's a mistake, isn't it?
It really was. It was and it wasn't. I'm so grateful that he didn't enter the next door neighbour or the other next whatever, or some frail person's house that couldn't stand there with confidence and just call the police and go, I don't really care, just get out. So there I was upstairs in the house, and we started hearing honking and screaming, and I'm like, oh wow, someone's in trouble, whatever. Ran downstairs, and it's my house. And he's in my garage, and the lights are flashing on and off, and he's screaming, help, help, coming, whatever he was saying. And I immediately thought to myself, if I go in there, if I pull the door up and he reveals a weapon, I'm going to die, or potentially could get really injured. And if I go in there and he wants to attack me because he doesn't realise who he's dealing with, then I could kill him or hurt him. So I just stood there in my front yard, got on the phone, said to the police, there's a person in my house right now, send police right now. And then he said, the guy on the radio said, where is he? And I'm like, in my house, send cops now.
Yeah.
Like, don't even worry about. We're not having a chit chat. Let's go.
We're not having a cup of tea. Just send the service.
Send them. And he goes, all right, we'll send some down soon. And he went to hang up. I said, no, bro, stay on the line.
Yes.
If I go in there, someone's getting hurt. And he goes, the guy, the police did really well, but I'm just telling the story.
Yeah.
And he said, he goes, oh no, this is a recorded line. Be careful what you say. And I said, I'll reiterate. I'll repeat.
Yeah.
If I go in there, someone's getting hurt. And I didn't say, do you know who I am? None of that crap. But and then the police came, and I had no shirt on because I came downstairs at 10 o'clock at night. And I'm standing there with no shirt. And the police came in, and one of them goes, Darran! I went,
so Tassie.
g'day. He's in there. And then he goes, you have to back us up. Ready? I'm like,
you have to back him up.
I've got all this on video. I've got all this. You might have to back us up. I have all this on video. And then I said, go in the side door into my studio door there, and I said, rip the door open, just rip it open. And then they ripped it open and went in there and pepper sprayed my entire bottom area of my house, all through my car.
Oh my God.
Got the guy on the ground. I just walked in casually filming it and looked down at him and thought, nah, you're dealt with. Honestly, my heart rate never elevated, because I tell you why. Because I'm so confident in who I am and what I've accomplished and the training that I've done and all the rest of it. I really, to sometimes a fault, I'm not scared of anyone. Physically, I'm scared of like the tax person and the Aurora people that read your meter, the parking attendants. I'm scared of those people, right? But physically, I'm just utterly not scared, and that's just through the training that I've done with Trojan Academy.
That's it. And the fact that you could get some baby oil when you were shirtless too at that time of night.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Well,
that footage.
I went for the pepper spray instead. I felt like I was at Nando's having an extra hot
jalapeno, very chicken.
Just quickly, can I just quickly go back? Why was the guy screaming help from your garage?
Yeah, got it.
Did you figure that out?
No, it's a great question, and I want to answer it by saying this. He was distressed because he had copious amounts of drugs in his system, got into my car. However, I think that he was yelling help, help, help because he wanted the owner of the house to come downstairs, get their attention, and get the keys. give me the keys, I'll do this or that. That's what I think his intentions were, because why would you sit in my garage? Like, it was a keyless car, obviously you're not going to start the car without a key. He tried to work the wires and things. There's a hole in the dash where he's tried to do that. But look, and that's the thing, if that had been the situation where he had demanded keys from me, I would have given them to him. I just didn't want the trouble. I didn't want to put my hands around his neck. I didn't want to break his arms and legs. So that's why I stood at the front and just called the police and said, stay on the line. And I just sat there. I stood there and just went, no, just come and get him out.
That is incredible mastery of the mind. You're like Nicolas Cage in Con Air. He was a trained lethal weapon, but made the mistake of defending his wife, and then the guy got killed, and then he went to jail. Like, we've all seen Con Air. It's incredible how you make the right choice in the right moment and use your self-control and all these years of experience that you have to lead you in the right way of handling such a frightening situation for so many people. I mean, you are the exception, not the rule. People, and as you said, thankfully he did come to your house, because he didn't go to the old lady next door. He didn't go to, the single mum down the street. This could have been a devastating outcome for someone who's probably done this, unfortunately, a few times before.
Yeah, and the cops knew his name and all that sort of thing, and were calling him by name. And I've since found out, some people have said to me, Darran, we've heard from the guy who knew the guy, are you going to go after him? And I'm just like, why the hell would I go after him? He needs help.
Yeah.
He needs to go to an institution of some type and get some sort of help. He probably won't. Other people have said to me, Darran, you should get him at Trojan Academy to teach him and all this. And look, to be honest, he's done his dash. You're not gonna do that and then get access to me in that way. Many people want access to me, and he certainly doesn't fast track himself by getting into my house and doing what he did. However, I do wish him the best. And honestly, like, I've been in those situations where I've been drugged out of my brains and done silly things and needed help from people. Whether that's what he wanted help or not, or just my car keys. But look, who am I to bash this guy or whatnot? He's bashing himself, and hopefully he fixes himself up, or he'll end up in a ditch somewhere, and that's his own doing. Everyone's got a choice. Everything's a choice.
Well said, Darran.
This is why you're a champion.
A champion of mind, body, spirit. A great example as well for young kids out there to get involved with Trojan Academy. I myself definitely want to get mine, because I've got 2 little boys. I think that this would serve them well. Raising my own karate kids, I will, if you guess. But honestly, Darran, the work that you do for the community, for all your students, for yourself, for your team, it really is, it's an inspirational thing to see.
I appreciate you guys having me in. You guys are right on the mark as to who's doing what, and yourselves, you're very inspirational in what you're doing, and you interact with a lot of different people, and should be proud of yourselves as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we have one of your trophies?
Yeah, can we just have a clink of the gold medal, please? Thank you. So good, mate. The best.
Thank you.